Welcome back to Backyard Anything. Today we are working on my toy. It's a 1960 Volkswagen Beetle, and it's perfectly street legal except for one thing.
What,
the brakes don't work. So we're gonna pull the wheel off, pull off the all the components in there, and we are gonna change out the wheel cylinder. It's actually ridiculously hard to do one-handed. And then hopefully we'll be able to take this thing back out for a spin. I think the blinkers started having a few issues too, so we got to get that fixed, but I don't know. We'll see. So crazy things about these old bugs, they use lug bolts instead of lug nuts. So realigning your wheel after you take it off is a nuisance. You got to hold it up there, manage to get a bolt screwed in, and then adjust it so you can fit the other ones in. And because we have increased wheel size, you have this really annoying little spacer in there. Otherwise it interferes with the shock and the framing. So it's definitely a lot of fun whenever you start messing with these, but definitely if you get an old bug, turn it into a dune buggy. It's the best.
It's all open. Ooh.
So, as you can see here, this thing's kind of in the worst shape it could possibly be in. No wonder we had no brakes. The funny thing is, we put that spacer and tire on, what, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
And it looked perfect. So, something's happened since then, apparently. We may need to get some brake clean and spray all this oil and grease out.
Hey, look, your grease made it.
And we tried shoving some grease up into there for the brake line,
Which you also broke.
You know what? We're not telling people that. but we definitely got to get that out, and then maybe we can bleed it, and get some kind of brakes into place. Because as of right now, you can't stop.
Yeah,
I mean, you can. You just can't. So you want regular pliers?
Yeah, if you have any, or I'll take them.
Alright, as y'all can hear, turned her on. We're hoping that the brakes work. We're going to take her for a little spin around town and see how she does. And we didn't just kill her, she died. She's definitely a work in progress. Barely got her street legal, but now we got to figure out what's causing her to die randomly now. We replaced the blinker switch so the blinkers work again, so it's just the brakes, and now it's dying. Old cars are the best. No, I know this thing is a whole lot of fun. It's just keeping it functioning that's definitely the trick. Anyways.
It just smears it everywhere.
Alright, so we're guessing out of gasoline for it going or not. There is still gas in the gas tank. We're not completely stupid, but it's a boat tank. My grandfather set it up back in like the 70s. We're not sure how much gas it actually pulls out of that tank. So we're gonna go fill it up and, well, fill it up. We're gonna fill a gas can up and then dump that in the tank, and then y'all know how it goes. Anyways, catch y'all later.
Ethanol free.
Alright, so he's filling up now. We never ran completely out because you can see the filter here's got a nice amount of fuel in it, and this thing almost never completely fills up. It just runs through and up. So we're not really sure if that's going to be the issue or not. It very well could be. It looks like it's taking 5 gallons. It's only like a 10-gallon tank. So, you know, it could be it, and it could not be. We could be completely stupid.
10-gallon tank. What?
He says he's freaking out because he doesn't think it's a 10-gallon tank.
Well, I'm about to overflow this thing with a 5-gallon thing.
Oh, maybe it's not.
It's only a 6.
I don't think so. I swear that's a 10-gallon boat tank. Gasoline. I don't know. We could probably pull it out and take a look and figure it out, but why? Now, if this thing gets peak performance, which it doesn't, it should get somewhere around 30 miles to the gallon, which again, it probably doesn't.
But it gets more. There ain't nothing weighing it down.
Yes, but there's also little to the aerodynamics of it.
What do you mean? The air just goes right through it. There is nothing stopping the air.
You're stopping the air, that seat in the back stopping the air.
Yeah, 2 inches of air.
Alright, give her some pumps.
You know what they say, give her some gas.
We're giving her some gas, she just don't like it. I have a theory, but I don't like it. I think there may be water in the gas.
You're right, I don't like that theory either.
It would explain the sputtering. Well, even if you keep giving it gas, it doesn't necessarily like it. Like I'm holding the gas pedal down and it's not liking it at all. It actually seems to like it less the more gas you give it. There, can you go work the gas pedal?
Yeah.
Alright. Or the ignition, I should say. Alright, give her a good push. Hey, let me work the gas pedal.
Okay.
Alright. Alright. She does not like that. I'm showing no separation in there, which means probably not. No, it wouldn't be the battery. It's acting like it doesn't, no accelerator pump almost. Which, mind you, we had this running like 2 weeks ago. So it's kind of crazy that we can't get it virtually at all. So keep going now. Give her a couple of little taps. Alright, see what that does. Alright, try her again. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I'll let y'all know. Alright guys, so my helper had to go to work, but we decided that there's probably water in the tank. It sat out during the only rainstorm Texas has seen this year. And the tank is basically just a straight line shot here, and theoretically water shouldn't be able to get into it, but old bug, old design, old system, completely full of fuel. And so we're going to dump in ISO heat plus injector cleaner. It says it removes water, so we're going to find out. And let's see how much we can actually get in this tank. Oh yeah, that's a good mess. Alright, and before y'all say it doesn't work because I spilled a whole bunch of it, it says it treats 20 gallons. As I said earlier, this is like a 10-gallon tank. So dumping the whole bottle in there and missing that little bit, it should be beyond plenty. But, you know, what do I know? Get the cap back on. So, what we're going to do is we're going to shake it. Try and get that stuff mixed in real good. And then I got the key here in my pocket. Now obviously it'll keep sputtering and crap at the beginning. Because that stuff hasn't worked its way in yet. I should probably read honestly and figure out if you're supposed to let it sit for a while. Let's see here. Bottled treats, 20,000 gallons of fuel, used to fill up winter, had at least 5,000 miles in summer to clean injectors, removes water and condensation in warm, wet weather. But it doesn't say that you have to let it sit for a while, so I assume it works pretty quickly. Alright. Again, if there's water in it, it will still be there right now. I'm not showing any separation inside the fuel filter there. It's looking less and less like water in the fuel, but we can always cross our fingers. Okay, got a little bit of sputter going. Give it a few pumps. Alright, when I get it started, I'll let y'all know. Yeah. Sorry guys, I got about halfway home. I realized I didn't film an outro, so I thought y'all could join us for a game of Guess That Animal. She's gonna make a noise and the motion, and I'm gonna try and guess what she is doing.
Wait, I thought it's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn to make a noise.
Yeah, you failed it.
Let's go with
A horse.
a horse is correct.
Do I have to make the sound to make the sound pop?
You have to make the sound. Oh, you're a pig. Oh, we got a pig going. Alright, let y'all join in for one more. Let's see here. Or maybe I should do one more for each of us. Let's see here. That's not the noise. A donkey. Alright, and one more from the little girl. It's coming up shortly, I'm sure. Oh, she's hissing. She sounds like a cat. Oh, now she meowed. She's definitely a cat. Alright, and the kitty has it. Sorry we couldn't get the Dune Buggy up and running today. We're going to try again next week, but you know, limited hours and family time take priority. So, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Alright, so I was editing and I realized I didn't really explain much about the Dune Buggy. So the Dune Buggy is a 1960 Volkswagen Beetle that was turned into a Dune Buggy back in the 1970s or early 80s. We're not really sure when. My grandfather and his best friend Roger have worked together and turned it into what it is now, and it actually ran and was registered in Dallas until '94. 94 rolled around. My grandfather moved to a small country town. They didn't really care, so he allowed it to basically lapse in insurance coverage and everything else because he was just putting around all over the place. And then about 05 he parked it for good. Something happened, we're not really sure what, but he parked it. We weren't allowed on it anymore, and then in 08 he unfortunately passed, and by 2010 my grandmother had sold it to me so that I could work on rebuilding it. Most of it's original. The floor pans, the wheels, or two of the wheels, the engine, the transmission, all the suspension, that's all original 1960 Volkswagen Beetle. But you know, the roll cage, the seats, and all that stuff was stuff was added on, most of it when he was alive, and then some of it were replacements or rebuilds since then. You can't really tell. There's also a back seat on there. It's folded down right now. That came out of an old school bus. He is a principal of a high school, and so I put that in as a back seat, and they would use it a lot for coyote hunting or quail hunting and stuff, which is something I would like to bring it back to. And if y'all want to see it go back to that too, that would be awesome. We plan on repainting it ourselves. We're not sure whether we're going to do sandblasting or dry ice blasting, or just take a piece of sandpaper to it to get all the old paint off and get it really cleaned up. It is 100% street legal in Texas. It's fully insured, and yeah, I mean, it's good to go as long as we can get the brakes working, which we replaced that wheel cylinder. They seemed a little squishy still, but not too bad. It may be that we need to drain the entire system out, bleed the master, and then re-bleed it all. And it still isn't quite running. I think it's still water in the gas. I know I was very back and forth in that video. I could see it. It's kind of annoying, honestly. But I think it is water in the gas. It may take us draining the entire system and refilling it, and we may actually need to rebuild the carburetor. The carburetor isn't that old. It got replaced two years ago, I think we replaced it, but it also sat right after that. We had it running quite a bit since then. This year, let's see, we're in June or July of this year. We had it running for about a week, and we've had it running on and off since then, but then the brakes went out, so it sat for a little bit. Then we got the brakes somewhat working again, and then they went out again, and it's been very back and forth. It's really old, like I said, 1960 for most of the original parts, and that includes most of the brake system. So it may be master cylinder needs to be replaced, or all the brake cylinders. We have replaced a few brake lines, but maybe there's one we can't see that has to be replaced somewhere. We're not really sure. And then back to replacing the fuel system, and we may need to pull off that boat tank and figure out what size it is, so we'll figure out what our gas mileage is, and see if we can't get a better one. And I do know the fuel pump is a little questionable. We might need to replace the fuel pump too. It has a minor leak that I'm not a big fan of. I'm not really sure what the plan is. Holy smokes, my wife just scared me. Anyways, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.